Everyone. This is Brad Matheny. Today is the 16th of January. This is the Plan Your Trade video. After yesterday's very strong rally, gap rally here, we're kind of looking to see if it carries over a bit. I warned yesterday that we have this downward sloping channel, so we'll break out of this channel to the upside, which may happen today. Right now, we're waiting on some data. We've got retail data and jobs data coming out in just about 20 minutes. 15, probably about 20 minutes, 5:30, 8:30 New York time. So we'll see how it plays out. Now, my cycle patterns suggest that we're going to be looking at a momentum rally. We are still in bearish trending. There is some good signs. There are some good signs that we're moving away from that kind of consolidated downward trend. But as my longer term cycles suggest, we're going to move up into this topping area around the 20th through 23rd of January. And then we're going to move down into this lower cycle, a V bottom, which again could be, I've highlighted this and I'll draw this slightly different color and drag it around because we could see this V bottom, up in this area, meaning getting a bottom at 585. We could get that one. We could get this V bottom up here, meaning the V bottom depends on where this top sets up. So we really need to watch how this top sets up. If we break above this area, get up into all-time highs, new all-time highs, then this V bottom could easily be, a 618 or a 50 retracement of this move up to new all-time highs. So right now I'm leaving it down here simply because just don't know where it's going to be. But I suspect that at the lowest point, this would be our V bottom. At our more assumptive rally phase type of mode, we could be up in this area, 580, 590. Well, I don't want to say 580, but 591 to 600. We could be looking at a V bottom up in this area. Then it looks like we roll out of that V bottom, peak back over here around February 25th, 26th, and then roll into a deeper trend again. So we're looking to see how high this rally goes. Now, the bank earnings today, you got United Healthcare today, you got a slew of new earnings coming in, then a few earnings on Friday. I think we're going to, if we have any chance based on these patterns with this momentum rally, which obviously took place yesterday, but if it carries over today, we're going to look at potentially a gap up higher, rotating downward maybe on Friday because it is counter trend. Then we look into again gap reversal, moving into a crush pattern on the 24th, which aligns perfectly. The 24th comes in here. That is Friday next week. That would be a crush pattern to the downside, more than likely. Let me make sure it's not counter trend. It is in trend mode, so that's likely going to be a down bar. Then we get into a consolidation, temporary bottom, gap reversal, topping pattern, another gap potential. So we've got a lot of gaps setting up here. We move back into that rally on the February 3rd and 4th. So now that rally mode on February 3rd and 4th puts us right over here. So we're more than likely going to be looking at, if we get any pullback off of this area here around the end of end of January, we could be moving up, get a deep V, and continue to try to move up out of this. So that's given this move here, this rally, breakaway rally phase here before the deep bottom indicates that we could be moving in an upward trend here. I'll change this to green and a little darker so we can see it. Indicates that we could be looking at some rotation. And this would actually be, a great setup. If you ignore this, I'll mark this in light pink and just ignore that for a moment. Imagine if we had rallied up here by the inauguration or a little higher, rolled down, consolidated on moderate volume, moderate low volume, consolidate into this area, set up this higher deep V low with a rally phase out of it. That could be a really good move up here into, some potential, want that, some potential new all-time high again back over here. So if we get this rally and it rolls up, we could see some new all-time high again back over here. Quite interesting the way this is setting up. And again, it aligns that we could get into a bigger, broader kind of a retest of this low, moving into a new excess phase peak pattern over here, trying to break above this area. Now, remember, as much as everyone wants to predict that the markets are going to collapse, and they're more than willing to go out and do this. It seems I see the markets as really rallying all the way up into the 2030, 2031, 2032 area before we get a massive risk factor. So coming over here to QQQ, same type of setup. We're flying back out of this. Let me get rid of some of these lines, redraw them for you. And this is our V bottom area. So again, we're kind of looking here to see how extensive this move is. If we get a big move up here, up into this area before or near the inauguration, which is here, does it roll over, come down into this area, move back into rally, and then maybe a deep V, maybe not quite that deep, maybe something like this, moving out of it and possibly moving to new all-time highs again. This would be very interesting to me, not necessarily this deep low, but this deep low, simply because this would provide very solid confirmation that we're unwinding risks, setting up kind of a, I don't know what to call it, but a double stage bottom. I see this all the time. We get accumulation in volume, so you can see as we're rallying up, we get some moderate volume accumulation. We get this unwinding. We start to build volume as we're rallying back up here. Then we would expect unwinding volume again through here, and we would expect building volume back up over here as we rally back out of that. I think it would be a very solid move overall. Okay, so now let's go over here to gold and silver. Gold and silver making a big move. And it's lovely to see back over here this move in silver, just because, look at that. Look at that ellipse that I highlighted right over here, telling you that we were going to get up in the 32 area. And there we are. We're right at 32, moving, attempting to move higher. Metals are moving into a rally phase here. So I think we're going to be looking at a carryover rally in metals, pushing higher, unwinding the real concerns here. Gold could make an attempt again with a breakaway move up into this 29 or 2790, 2800 area. I see that as happening very cleanly, back up into these highs again. And the move from that level would be a pause just above the previous highs. So we would come up here, pause a bit, and then rally up into the 2850, 2840 area. For silver, we would be looking at a similar type of move, but a bit more explosive up here, maybe lagging a little bit behind gold. So once we build our support level here, we get our good solid rally up to 32.75, 33. I think we stall here and then rally higher again. So it looks like we're going to have a pretty good move here in metals, guys. Could be super exciting. And lastly, we're going to come down over here to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at 99,058, channeling right into that area, channeling right into that apex that I highlighted. Remember this apex level here. I do believe that, you're going to see Bitcoin struggle. I think that Bitcoin has got to move away from this range. I don't think that there's going to be an immediate bump when Trump comes in. although there could be. I mean, this is what I believe. I think that Bitcoin is at this point trapped within this channel, trapped within this range. I've highlighted these areas here. Carry them out for you. Try to. So there you go. I think that's the upper channel that's going to continue to apex over into this area here. So I fully expect Bitcoin to apex and reach this area, 98,500 to call it 99,000. And then at this point, I believe we get into some deep volatility, potentially breaking out one way or the other. My initial concept was that it would break to the downside. But I will tell you this, the longer we hold above this level, the longer we continue to get support here indicates that Bitcoin is building very strong support at this level. If we broke this level, yeah, we're probably going to get a pretty ugly downward move. Let me clear that and clear that. So if we were to break this lower 92,000 roughly level right here, it's going to go down pretty hard because that's acting as very major support right now. But if we continue to flag out here, A, B, C, D, moving theoretically to an E, but again, I think we just continue to channel in this mode. And the next move, if we do get that breakdown, theoretically would be potentially down into this area looking for support, this lower channel. So remember, we're really looking at this as the lower channel setting up a deep low, maybe down here at 87, 88,000 area. Okay. So be prepared. Right now, like I said, we're looking at data. Let's see where we're at. Little bit higher today. Data is coming in. Looks like we got 2 minutes. So by the time I upload this, we'll see where we're at. I think the jobs data and everything. I mean, this is right before President Biden leaves office. I think it's going to be cooked perfectly. It's going to look really strong. We got a hostage deal. Hopefully, that doesn't fall apart for the hostages in Hamas. And like I said, fingers crossed that everything aligns for a nice little rally into this peak back over here, this topping pattern back over here that I've been telling you about for months. So, like I said, it's wonderful to see how all this plays out, especially when I call it, 4, 5, 6 weeks in advance, and it happens. That's To me, that's just incredible. And again, I want you guys to realize this is the opportunity of a lifetime. So, check out my profile, follow me, tell your friends. Well, sorry. Let's figure out how to make 2025 the best year that we can make it, and go from there. Okay, guys. Talk to you later.